All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast sponsored by Draftkings Sportsbook. More on that when we see the line later for the Texas Children's Houston Open. Also, all access. If you're looking to travel in the world of golf, head to our Instagram page. The link is in our bio to a special Swing It and Ding It portal. Those guys will take great care of you for sure. It is Moose along with no Mays, just Matthews. Danielle Harry's like, I'm going on vacation. I'm not bringing a microphone.
I saw that. I was like, you always travel with your mic hair.
Yeah.
I was going to set my background, for Houston this week in honor of Harry, but I was coming in hot, so I didn't have a moment to do that.
That's right. So we have a special guest today. One of my, I love accessories. It's like playing with Barbie when you play with me. There's stuff all over the cart. And I think I found my new favorite one. If you've seen our Instagram, we've been posting it, but we're joined by Nicholas Laffin, Sales and Marketing Director at GrooveIt Brush. Welcome to Swing It and Ding It, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great and excited to chat.
No doubt. So, what I've learned from like the years of watching Shark Tank is like the more simple, the better, and solve a need and make it work. And it's exactly what you guys have, right? You're not launching rockets, but you're helping golfers. And when you see all these guys with the different versions, whether it's, attached to their hip, it just works. It just works and makes sense. So Talk to us about the genesis of the product and where you guys have taken it to.
Well, how it's been a crazy ride. It's been about 4.5 years. Originally, I ended up getting notified by a buddy about this water brush that could squirt and magnetize to the cart or the bag. Asked my wife to get me one for Christmas. She did. I saw it and instantly had the same feeling you did. This is a high quality item. This is at the time, 2019. December. So no one really knew about it. There wasn't a big social media presence and it wasn't really widely available. So I sent an email to the website and said, hey, what's the situation here? How are you doing? Gave them a bit of my background and what I thought I could do to help. And at the time, Clint Sanderson, who's a retired helicopter pilot from the U.S. Army, the inventor, he said, you know what? I'm open to help. And we joined up. And since then, it's been actually a meteoric rise. It just kind of took off. We got it in the right hands. Everyone who's seen the product, tried the product, really loved it and shared it through organic posting and just getting it to the right people. We were able to pour fuel on the fire and really get it into a lot of hands. And a couple years into that, testing it with caddies on tour, we did figure out that they don't really need the water aspect because they have a wet towel readily available. They also were not big on the size, which it's a little larger than most brushes. A couple guys used it and still do. They put it in their bib, but at scale, they wanted something very small. And they love the magnet and they love the bristles, which are heavy duty nylon. They don't scratch. They don't get caught in your towel. They don't poke your finger. So we kind of just, mixed the both worlds of something very small with the amazing features of our current GrooveIt brush, and the Mini was born, and now you see it everywhere.
And there's so many different variations you guys have rolled out. I don't want to spill any secrets if I'm not allowed to, but we have a big tournament coming up soon. You have a special variation for that. You've done partnerships with Folds of Honor to help benefit certain charity and philanthropy efforts throughout, and kind of have some more in store. Talk about the different versions that you have.
Well, yeah, we've partnered with Folds of Honor. We've always been aligned with them, but more recently we did do the customized Folds of Honor brush and packaging. That's 15% of that we're donating back to Folds of Honor. That's a charity born in Oklahoma, which is also where Clint is from, founded by a pilot. Clint's a pilot. It aligned perfectly. So they're a great organization that gives back to veterans families, put them through school with scholarships. So we thought no brainer, win-win, get involved with them. We just launched a pink Mini, and now we do have a certain shade of green coming out in a couple of weeks that you can see on. It is live on the website, although we're not doing too much yet to just push it. But we're hoping to see a lot of people adopt that at all different levels, let's say.
Yeah. And we just Moose hold up his pink one. I was so stoked when I got my Masters green one in the mail because I have a green bag, the Swing It and Ding It green head cover,
There you go.
Eagles green, we can say too. So
That's
that
right.
was my bag immediately. But the first that I actually saw was Brad Faxon sent me a video of Jake Knapp, and he was like, "Look at this! Look what he has!" And Jake had it on the ground, and used his club to pick it up with the magnetism, and was using it. He's like, "This is awesome. We got to check out this product." And then now that you see, and my eyes are open, you see it on the hips of everybody.
Yeah. I was just down at TPC Sawgrass my first time, and walking around, it's just, I mean, my jaw's kind of on the floor, saying like all these players I look up to, watch on TV, they're all using it. I really don't like to say all the names because, they're using it because the product is good and it works. And we don't really, overly promote that fact because, it's just, we're trying to be fair to them as well. But like it's on so many bags. So just people will start to keep an eye out for it and notice it a lot more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You see it on across the board, right on set on all of the tours, you're seeing it more and more. And it just tells you like these guys at that level that have access to everything, they're not going to use something if it doesn't work. And it's funny because it's like, we've all had those brushes in our bags or it stabs your finger or like, rips through your bag. It drives you crazy. Right. And I think that's the coolest part of this. Just, it just works really great.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I was down at the Players, I got a tour of the Titleist truck, and the guys there, they use the mini brush when that was just a crazy experience to get through that tour truck with, the amount of work and resources they have and put into every player's equipment is quite fascinating. So the fact they choose to, be semi close to us and use our product as well. Those guys are really, really awesome.
So what do you have in store? What's next? Like, what's the next big thing when you look at this? Because we know there's different iterations and different partnerships that you guys probably look into.
Yeah, we're looking right now. Well, we're very close to launching our first college licensed product, which would be a OU brush, University of Oklahoma, black brush with a crimson OU on it. That will be coming out probably in the next 2 weeks. We're a small company. 3 of us. So we're rolling it out slow and steady. But that will be coming. And then we're going to do a University of Alabama, a Bucknell, a Penn State in our first wave. And we'll slowly expand to more schools across the country. But we're really excited for that. And then, the next iteration after that is going to be fully colored brushes, right, Mike?
The Swing It and Ding It brush, right? All that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you hopping on. We love the product. Thanks for sending it. We'll make sure we get some to Harry. There was a little address confusion. So, Harry, if you're listening, sorry.
Yeah. Danielle's fault.
They're in the mail. They're in the mail as of today.
Yeah. We'll keep posting using it. Head over to GrooveItBrush.com. Check out the different options. You can shop right from there. Is that the best place to get them from?
Yeah, that's the best place to get it from. I mean, we're also on Amazon. We're also in 1,100 Walmarts. We're also in Dick's, Golf Galaxy, everywhere. So
nice, man.
Just
congrats on the success. We know it's just the beginning. And what I know about guys that invent stuff like this, Danielle, we've had a bunch of them on. They're not done. They're not done with one product. So somewhere at his house, there's papers, there's drawings. Yeah,
that's right.
No doubt about it. So look forward to seeing what you guys do. Thanks for hopping on, and looking forward to doing some more with you.
Really appreciate it. And thanks, we'll be chatting soon. Thank you.
Sounds good. Let's take a quick break and we will be right back. All right. Welcome back to Swing It and Ding It. Nice to talk to Nicholas with an H. And,
yes.
The GrooveIt brush. Check it out. And you saw it, right? You see it every now and then. You pop up. I know Nicholas didn't want to talk about it, but hey, we can. You see it on bags. You see it on the range. You see it on caddies. You saw it probably at the Valspar. And Danielle, we're back to the long shot. We had a nice little break with Scotty Scheffler. Now it's like, all right, how about a 30,000 to 1 36-year-old Peter Malnati? Goes 4 under 67 for the first win since 2015, his second overall, $1.512 million, and a lot going on with this win, with this player, right?
Oh yeah.
With things that happened towards the end of the tournament. But pretty wild. And you love seeing a guy like that who just wants it so bad, get it. It's just so cool to watch when it happens.
Yeah, but like you said, a long shot,
Oh yeah,
and like watching it and then seeing all the emotions and everything else, I kind of felt a little bit bad for him at the end. I was like, Kira, no more questions. Let the man be,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like he has a son, like he's emotional. And it's like, how much more can we make him
yeah. Pull
cry
that
and pull from
microphone out,
him? I'm
please.
like, come on, give him a break. But yeah, like you said, so much going around him because there was some controversy being like on the player advisory board and then, getting two sponsors exemptions into elevated events, this and that. And he said like he'd be sitting in player dining, everyone talking to him. And it's like, he'd have other people saying like, hey, you haven't done anything in how many years? And then boom, we see
There
a
it
win
is.
come out. So long shot, I wouldn't have had him in my fantasy or
No,
even really top 10. I'm not sure that anybody would have.
no. But and how about the break he gets on 16 with the drop? And listen, it's the rules. You play the rules of the game. There's sprinklers all around the greens, and
I
sometimes your
texted
ball
the
is near
group.
it. I know, but it's crazy when the nearest point of the drop improves that much, right? But
Yeah. Well, to
yeah,
his credit, because I saw that and I was sitting there, I was watching with Brandon, and I go, no way he's getting relief. Like, there's no way. Because I mean, he was in
yeah,
some thick grass. And I'm like, but he said, look, and you could hear him, the camera caught him saying it. And he said to the rules official, he said, I just want to make sure because this is a huge
yeah.
improvement. And it was. He got on the fringe and was able to you know, make it work instead of trying to get out of, a foot of grass. So,
Yeah,
but
crazy,
that's golf,
crazy.
right? Let's
That's
go.
it. You play by the rules, right? And he gets the win, right? Obviously, known for wearing the bucket hat. He's using the yellow ball, which turns out last summer at the 3M, his 3-year-old at the time, Hatcher, really liked the yellow ball, so he started using it, and now he just stuck with it,
Just
right?
works. Yeah.
It's funny to see that, right? Because it had like a little bit of a spike like years back, right? Freddie Couples, I think, might still use it, but
Mhm.
then it kind of just died off. But to see a guy
Yeah.
put it in on 18 is pretty interesting to win the tournament.
Exactly. And it's just different to see like in a PGA tournament. And we had a bunch of friends over and we're watching. And we didn't know the story behind why he used the yellow ball at first. And someone's like, maybe he's colorblind. And I'm like, no, that's not why. But yeah, it was definitely a little bit different on the eyes to see that yellow ball rolling through.
Yeah, yeah. So Cam Young gets the second place, I think, with Mackenzie Hughes. But it's like there was such like last year with the Ryder Cup, it was like there was such a push for Cam Young, and I'm just like, listen, the guy seems like a great guy, nice guy. I just don't get it, right? I don't see fire. I don't see like there's nothing that like makes me want to turn on the TV to watch Cam Young. I hate to say it, but great player, super talent, but he's got to get over that hump, right? And
Yeah.
you can see at this point, like it might be weighing on him, and that's what happens when you go so long. Xander dealt with it a little bit, right? Getting all those second place, but yeah, it just seems like he can't just break through and just close out on a Sunday.
Now, Moose, with the leaderboard, this week, both Saturday and Sunday, were you excited to watch golf? Were you still like drawn in? Like, what was your perspective on that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it obviously was a bit of a letdown from the past couple of weeks with Scheffler on a Sunday, right? So, but
I also, yeah,
you still watch it because it's early spring and on a Sunday, and interested to see. I love the stories of like Peter Malnati's too, right? I love the stories of those guys winning.
yeah.
But you think someone else is going to pop up and take it over, and it just never happened. But I like watching golf on that course. It looks great, like visually and everything. So I was
Yeah,
into it, but necessarily for the leaderboard, just for the event.
yeah, exactly. And we've been over there, B played in that last year. And with our NEPA Invitational, we have some people that, go there and play it as well. And we're just there. So we know the course pretty well. So watching it was a lot of fun, but I don't even, I just lost my train of thought. I had
It's a
something to
tough
say about
course.
the course and watching it, but yeah, maybe the snake pit or something,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's a fun. It's
Oh,
a
no,
fun.
no, no. This is where we're at. Local,
Yeah.
Kevin Roy. My
All
guy,
right.
Kevin Roy, he was playing well. I think he finished T12. So he got in on a sponsor's invite. So he was a rookie last year on PGA Tour. He's a friend of the show. And then last year, didn't play as well as he anticipated his rookie year. He's had some early success on the Corn Ferry Tour. And then to see him get an exemption and finish, T12 was awesome. I think like his last stretch, he might have had like 2 bogeys in the last like 5 holes, which was this close to a top 10, which would have got him, into more events, but still always cool seeing, a guy like that play really well too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great tournament, right? We're inching ever closer to the Masters. Couple more weeks, so for some of these guys, it's a bit of a tune-up. For some of the guys like JT that were trying to tune up, maybe didn't go so well, over the past couple weeks. But it'll be interesting in Texas these next couple weeks to see, who's in the field, who's playing well, who's trending, where the odds are, and how they're moving around. I was checking out the Masters odds. It's pretty crazy when you look at it. With Scotty Scheffler at 450 right now, then Rory,
Wow.
then Rahm at 1200, then Zalatoris at 1800. It's like, I know he plays well in the majors, but you feel like you need a cycle of a season to get him back to where he
because he's played like 10 events.
Yep. Then you have Victor Hovland, then you have Brooks Koepka, and then Wyndham Clark is down. Like, to me, out of the guys that are playing well, he's the farthest down. So something to take a look at. But
I'm interested to see how Brooks played. We actually saw him out at the one bar Saturday night. I feel so bad. So sometimes though, you hear like everyone like Brooksy and like going up to him, and and he's like just trying to hang out. His wife's there all partying and stuff. But it's like, I'm interested to see, because I saw Brooks there, but then I know a lot of the guys that took off this past week from the Valspar were actually up at Augusta practicing, putting in work, like prepping that far in advance, which is wild.
Wow.
And we got Brooks hanging out at Tiki 52.
Wait, was this an early look at the tee? Like, what was this a preview of the tee with D or what?
Hey, it might be a sneak peek. You know what I mean?
Well, let's roll in. You have some more tea?
Yeah, and half the stuff that I'm privy to, sometimes I'm just like, okay, am I allowed to share this?
Yeah, you can't share
because they're saying it in confidence, and I'm like, I don't want to let it go. But there is a rumor that certain somebody, one of Harry's favorites, might sound like Rory McIlroy, is seeing a new swing coach, having some woes, kind of really frazzled with the state of his game right now, and looking for some guidance. So that's been a little bit of the tea circulating around the Jupiter area.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens and what comes out of that in that camp. So we shall see. Yes. But let's toggle over to some more tea here. So, Panther National. This isn't super new for us down here in South Florida, because we've seen this being built out for how long. We might have talked about it once or twice on the show, but JT and Jack Nicklaus designed. But a big push on social media has been coming out with it. I think now that like 50% of the development has been, the real estate has been sold. But if you guys want to join, club membership starts with an initial $500,000 payment, annual fee of around $30K. So you want to play West or East Florida, but it's out there. Because I was like, let's look at some real estate. Let's look at some houses. The course is beautiful, but it's a hike. It's not Jupiter. It's not West Palm.
Okay.
It's out there. Yeah. Yep. Okay. It's west. So from my house, and I'm like 10 minutes from PGA, I'd say probably like 35, 40 minutes almost. So it's out there. So, but yeah, that's all the tea that I have, was my little sneak tip about that. Seeing Brooksy out there, wondering, how his casual prep is, or if he's doing some other, off course work and just hanging out on the Saturday night at Tiki. And then Rory. So
I love it.
Short bits of tea.
Harry Mays is in his Florida swing. Hopefully he's playing golf. I'm heading down next week.
Which coast? Where?
So I'm going to like Daytona, Ormond Beach. That's where my in-laws have a place. So still a little too far.
Wait, how far is that from
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
It's like an hour, and we're flying into Jacksonville. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
So maybe you ask the wife for a pass. B and I can drive up there and we can play Sawgrass.
Listen, I have a day already planned where I'm playing a private
course. Clubs.
I'm renting clubs. I'm playing Plantation Bay. My pro got me on that. It's like 20 minutes from where we are. So I think on that Thursday, because we're doing some college visits too with my daughter. So
very fun. But I mentioned it last week with the players, and I was like, It's crazy expensive to play on there. And B's like, we should take Harry and Moose. So Harry's going to kill me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not giving him brushes. I'm not.
Yeah, he might not talk to us again.
He can fly down. He can fly down. He's
Yeah,
missed.
yeah.
He's missed.
So I finished Full Swing.
You did.
Yeah, and I
I'm
posted
so
some
far
of
behind.
my thoughts.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm ready for
So,
it.
all right. Well, first of all, the show's great. I could watch a million episodes just because of the access that you see. The Ryder Cup is the best event in sports, and definitely in golf. It's that episode about that was so good that it kind of like took over the whole show, which they put it last for that reason. Zach Johnson's painful, just in every aspect. I just all over. The Keegan parts were so heartbreaking.
I told you. I saw
but
it
made me
twice.
like him so much more. Like the fact that I don't want to ruin it for you, but like
he's a likable dude though, and he's real. He's raw. He's honest. Like
he's watching it with the USA hat on. The next, after, like to me, that just was like, but it shows the boys club even greater when you see these guys traveling together, staying together, living together. I thought Rory came off a little painful in it, but it was more of the USA bias. So I'm sure Lowry, though, did not. I loved him. I thought he was great. Even in all the controversy with the LaCava stuff, when you actually hear the stuff he said, like he was great. He handled it really well.
Highlight that?
Oh, yeah. It's so crazy because you need to watch that because the sound bites that you got from that, I hadn't heard before. And they really changed the perspective on everything.
We just see stuff on Twitter and Instagram, and it looks like they're battling back and forth. And you're like, what are they
Even
saying?
LaCava said, he's like, I apologize. I know, like he was like, you went back at him because I know I shouldn't have done that. So he on the green he did it, and it was done. So for Rory in the parking lot to act like he's a tough guy, hold me back. Like give me a break, dude. Give me a break.
Yeah. Wow. But, so you do get a ton of access. I really need to find some time.
Yeah. And it really makes me want to go to a Ryder Cup. The away Ryder Cup with those songs they sing, it would drive me crazy. I would have to have, I'd have to keep my temper in check. But I can't wait for Beth Page. That was the biggest takeaway back to the Ryder Cup on home soil. So awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
Great show.
I can see you, Moose, in some like great pants, like so patriotic. And forget their songs like USA, like wearing a bald eagle or something on your head.
Speaking of great pants, I bought those green Nike Scotty Scheffler pants that he wore for his win. I loved them. I went on. There were some. I had to do some heavy research because there were a couple different versions. So I had to like slow down the film, look at where the pocket sat, where the logo was, because I didn't want to go wrong. And I got them. I haven't worn them yet, but
we're gonna have to see a pixture, on the gram once you wear them. I
think I might save them for Pebble Beach in July. I think I might break
or
them out.
Sawgrass in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny. I wish that our listeners could see a little sneak peek into our text message sometimes. And Harry, again, he's not with us today, but he's always like talking about the wardrobe and the pants and everything else. And I was like, didn't you say you like Chef socks that week too, right?
I forget.
Somebody's socks. You said they're sweet socks, but those pants, they were. I was like, I like his pants, and you're like, I got them.
Went right on line.
I love it.
We mentioned. I just mentioned Pebble Beach, right? We talked about traveling for a Ryder Cup. And if you're going to do any of that, talk to our official travel partner, All Access GTE. Go to there's a special portal in the link, a link in our Instagram bio. That's how you get in there. You'll see it. It has our logo on it. This way they know we sent you. So make sure you do it. Embark on golf adventures like never before with the All Access GTE team because they have decades of experience in golf travel and can curate personal excursions just for you. Casual outings, luxurious getaways. They craft unforgettable experiences tailored to your preferences. Picture a buddy's trip to St. Andrews or a stroll through the legendary Amen Corner, completely tailored just for you. Elevate your golf experience with All Access GTE. Unlock your experience. The link in our Instagram bio for the experiences you've always dreamed of. Make sure you tell them Swing It and Ding It sent you. But that's the way to go, Danielle.
So Moose, I mentioned we were at Tiki 52. We had some, lifelong friends in town. They had a little boys, golf trip to a couple courses around here. We went to Tiki 52. It's a sweet bar on the water. I mentioned Brooks was there. And as I'm standing there waiting for them to give us our table, there's live music, all types of stuff. One of my friends walks up to me, Spencer, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "you had my guy Roy on the podcast." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, I work for All Access. And I was like, no way. And then I was looking back at the pictures, and he's in the pictures, the videos of like
No
hitting driver
way.
off the cliff, everything. Yeah. So Spencer Mellon, he used to, he
Okay.
used to be a pro and play, and he works for All Access. And then he's like, Ryan's my boss, and we got to talking. But I was like, all right, they're listening. I love this. So
I
he
love it.
mentioned, he's like, yeah, he's like, you had Roy on. Roy's the best. I was like, we love Roy, or Loy, if we want to call him that.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah,
But and
yeah.
that's the thing, right? These guys that work there play the game, right? Then you have guys like Roy who were a tour guide in Ireland. Like, you're getting the best of everything, right? Like, yes, could you go on a website and book a golf trip? Of course you can. But do you get that experience of like the guys who play the game and know the courses you want to play and know the areas that you're going? It just is a great combination.
After the show, I was talking to B, and he's like, how was it, whatever. And I'm like, we got to book a trip. I'm like, we can, if a caddy's grandma makes great bread, they're taking us back to the house. I was like, Roy lives near the Jameson factory. The Guinness is creamy. I'm like, we got to go. And he's like, all right. So I was sold. I'm ready to book a trip.
That's right. That's right. So as we talked about, we inch ever closer to the Masters, and we head to Texas for a couple weeks, the Texas Children's Houston Open. This was in November for like 3 years. Memorial Park Golf Course, for the fourth time in a row. You have 144 players, 10 of the top 50. Scotty Scheffler is playing. I think his line is down to plus 260. We talked about the guys with the Masters odds, which is interesting, right? Wyndham Clark and then Zalatoris, right? So it's a public links course that was renovated in 2019 by Tom Doak and Brooks Koepka, interestingly enough. And not a lot of bunkering. I'm not going to do the course of course like Harry Mason. I would not do it
think
justice,
we were getting a preview.
Yeah. Par 70, 7,400, only 19 bunkers. Weather looks to be, pretty good, not a factor. So this will be a fun one to watch and see if Scotty just wants to get another win.
Yeah, I do. I'm not doing the course of course either, but I do have some fun facts about this. The absolute most a Houston resident will pay to play Memorial Park is $38 on a weekend morning. Seniors play it for $15, but they say the tee sheet is absolutely jammed. There's a walk-up list that opens up at 6:30 in the morning, and there's usually like 35 people waiting to sign up.
Wow.
Yeah. And they say like locals in the area, they will volunteer and do the cart barn or whatever they're doing. And it's not just for free golf, but an increased chance to get on the tee sheet, because they'll have 2 times reserved for volunteers each day. So people are like crazy about it. But imagine having like a spot like that hosts a PGA Tour event that you can play for $38. And if you're a senior, you can play for $15. Like,
crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. And then the 17th hole, they added 25-ish yards to the hole and created a larger landing zone in front of the green to entice more of the pros to go for it. And then the green was pushed back to an area where like that tree used to be in the background. There's no real rough around the green, but there's like 2 new bunkers on the left. So if, you're playing golf like Brandon does and you're trying to send it, you could have some, risk right there. And then obviously there's water around it that still comes into play. But they said Doak was out there all during the summer, like shaping and overseeing the update to the hole. And then they closed it at the end of June and then reopened it in September. So it's been closed for the last 6 or 7 weeks to make sure that hole is ready to debut for this tournament. So it should be cool seeing that new preview of that.
Very cool. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, some Finau won here in 22. Kokrak won in 21. You have Scotty coming off of back-to-back wins with Wyndham Clark with runner-ups in those. So it's interesting. But let's see the line.
Wins. It's just like,
I mean, it will be interesting though if Zalatoris does actually play well in like top 5s. Then I think that Masters line makes sense. But you know, this
right now it's
we got to see how he does somewhat head-to-head with Scotty and Wyndham, right, to see if he deserves to be in that top 3 on DraftKings.
You fading Willie this week?
I do like him in Texas usually, but I just need to see it. I need to see. I'm not taking him. No, I'm not. But let's see the line, because the PGA Tour, as we know, is in full swing. We're down in Texas, so get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting operator of the PGA Tour. This week, new customers can turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets on any golf bet. We talked about some of the lines, right? Scotty Scheffler, a really short line. Will a guy like Wyndham Clark look to get a win here so he could stack up wins? But download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code DING. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DING. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available. Problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. In Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/T for deposit wagering, eligibility restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Couple guys I like. I like the Gala here. Had a T22. He's at 1,800, but the guy I took in my one and done, and I really like coming off the 3 top 10s, is Jason Day, 2,500. I could see him winning a tournament like this. And then Siwoo Kim, T6 at Sawgrass, right at 2,800. And then sticking with I have to start picking long shots because it's either a top guy or a long shot, nothing in the middle. So Ryan Moore, take a look at him, 110. Okay. So pretty decent number on him. So
it's still in my head. Anytime anyone says Siwoo, I just hear like Siwoo shaking that. Just nonstop. It plays in my head. I can't. It
just lives
rent free.
Yep.
Rent free.
It just lives there. Yeah.
So maybe you're on to something. Maybe I'm also gonna go see where this week.
Yeah. We did not do a fantasy contest this week. I figured let's take a little week break. Maybe we'll do a warm up next week before the Masters. So give people some time to kind of reevaluate.
Pimento cheese sandwiches.
That's right. We're close. We're really close. But thank you to Nicholas Laffin from GrooveIt Brush for coming on. And Harry Mays will be back next week. I guess I am bringing my microphone, or maybe I'm doing it with
or maybe we're doing it live from Sawgrass.
Yeah. I'll take a look at next Thursday and Friday next week and let me know how things look. So we'll go from there. But Harry will be back next meeting
week. You there, or it's going to Doral for the live tournament. So
Oh wow, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Interesting.
Sawgrass sounds more enticing.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we will be back next week with Harry Mays. Don't worry, you'll hear that sweet voice again next week. And
we miss him.
Yeah, weather's about to break up here, so get out there and swing it and ding it. Talk soon.